Back will go.
So like the feel of that, like the feel of that thing, like
Presentation on the plan tonight, on the strategic plan. Okay, all right, that's fine.
Hey, Mike,
All
I'm
right.
pulling up on Jones Avenue, and you know where the basketball hoop is?
You ready?
A deer decides to come through. Two cars almost hit me.
That's my wife's.
Good evening, everyone. The hour of 7 p.m. having arrived and passed, I call to order this agenda-setting meeting for the Woodland Hills School Board for the month of November 2018. Ms. Puhle, will you call the roll?
David Graves. Here. Sade Seligson.
Present.
Jeff Hanchett. Ava Johnson. Ronna Curry.
Here.
Jeff Hildebrand.
Here.
Paige Strasbaugh.
Here.
Mike Belmont.
Here.
Jamie Glasser.
Present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Thank you. Next week we will accept the minutes for the October meetings of the board. The board met in executive session this evening to discuss legal, personnel, and security matters. Mr. Harris, do you have any announcements?
Yes, I do. The football team last week pulled off a major upset as a number 13 seed, defeating the 4 seed Mars. This week, Friday, they'll be playing the number 5 seed West Allegheny on Friday at 7:30 at North Hills Moratorily Stadium. This week also was our first month of Golden Apples. The HR director and I went out to the schools and we passed out 42 Golden Apple Awards to our staff and teachers. The Golden Apple Award is on our website, and basically if you have a good experience with a staff member, teacher, any employee of the district, you could write in. We had 42 people comment, and some teachers and principals were selected for multiple awards. And we had students crying because they were so happy that their teachers won. We had teachers crying that they were so happy. And you can see the pictures up on our website.
Okay. That's very, very exciting stuff all around. Any other announcements? Okay. I will remind everyone that the first turkey trot will be held, the first recent turkey trot will be held on November 17th, and I believe registration for that is still open. Encourage everyone to participate and come out for that event, which should be very exciting. We don't have student speakers this week. Are there any presentations this week? I don't believe so. Okay. Seeing no presentations, moves us to registered speakers. And we have none of those either, I believe. Okay. So that will move us into board matters. Mr. Harris.
Okay, Board Matters 2.1. We seek approval of the 2018-2019 Woodland Hills School District Organizational Chart.
Any questions? Okay.
Yes.
Seeing none. Oh, sorry.
Do you, Mr. Harris, do you want to talk about the chart at all? Maybe what's different, what you've changed around. I see there's
The current, the changes to the chart, basically, the Director of Technology reports down to the Superintendent along with the Athletic Director. Basically, any department that has district-wide oversight, I changed to report to me because I look at things district-wide. The other areas of also would be the Director of People's Services now reports to me because we're looking at district-wide services. Those really are the only changes. So any department district-wide now works with me directly for support district-wide. What happens is sometimes if you put someone under a certain area, they focus just on that, like the Athletic Director. Athletic Director has a bigger role than just high school sports. So now that Mr. Corsi is with me, we look at everything from K through 12. And one of the results of realigning some of the curriculum so that some of the phys ed courses are now showing the students how to play volleyball and golf and tennis and other sports that are future programs into our high school programs. So we're just taking a broader look at what we do program-wise.
all right. Thank you.
Any other questions on that? Okay. Seeing none.
Okay, Board Matters 2.2. We seek approval of the delinquent earned income tax collector contract with PA Municipal Service Company, PAMS.
Any questions on that? Okay.
Okay, Board Matters 2.3. Second reading of Policy 201.1. We seek approval of the revised Policy 201.1 registration proof of residency requirements. Questions?
Seeing none.
And then 2.4, first reading of revised policy 907, volunteers. Any questions?
Change with that is the TB.
TB test for 10 hours or more per week for volunteers. Okay. Curriculum. Okay, curriculum 3.1. We seek approval to enter into a contract with Allegheny Intermediate Unit to provide Title IIA non-public school professional development services for East Catholic.
Any questions on that? Seeing none.
Okay, 3.2. We seek approval of Woodland Hills School District level comprehensive plan.
Any questions on that?
Is that due now?
Mr. Clausen? Yeah.
Yeah, we have to put that in
I'm sure if, Dr. Pennyman had a chance to really dive into it.
I did dive into it, and I had been checking to see things that were accomplished, things that still need to be done. So just going through it and kind of making sure that I am sectioning things that need to be done. We just some of the goals that I'm setting with the directors, etc., are coming from what's inside of the plan.
So we're ahead of schedule.
We're on schedule.
We're on schedule.
Anyone else have questions on the comprehensive plan? Okay.
Okay, pupil personnel 5.1. We seek approval to accept the agreement between the Allegheny Intermediate Unit Community School East and the Woodland Hills School District for alternative education services.
Any questions on that?
Okay. 5.2, we seek approval to accept a donation of 100 new coats for students at Woodland Hills Wilkins Primary School from Pitt, Ohio, supply chair, ground, LTL, TL.
Any questions on that? Okay.
Okay, let me scroll down here. Yeah. Personnel, 6.1, Section A, authorization for leaves. Section B, authorization for retirement/resignations. Section C, authorization to hire professional staff. Section D, authorization to hire non-professional staff. Section F, authorization for EDR/mentor actions. Section G, authorization for miscellaneous.
Questions on this would require executive session. Is there any need to go into executive? Okay. Seeing none.
Okay, number 7, technology, 7.1, request permission to buy 3 replacement video servers from FNA Solutions at a cost of $17,141 from the general fund.
Any questions?
I'm sure this wasn't something we had budgeted. Or is this just something that just came up?
Steve, can you speak to that?
Good time.
I do have funds budgeted for like video repairs and camera surveillance repairs. We had a power outage or power surge 3 or 4 weeks ago that affected some of the buildings, and it really damaged the one at Edgewood. And that wasn't really expected. But I have funds, and you'll also notice too, I did a budgetary transfer to move some funds around so that we can afford this purchase.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions on technology? Okay. Seeing none. Thank you.
There is one comment. Steve was the first administrator to get a golden apple.
Hey.
Well done.
It's always fun to embarrass people.
Good work. Thank you.
Okay, number nothing for communication, or number 9, food service. So number 10, buildings and grounds. We We seek approval for the use of facilities by outside organizations for the 2018-19 school year.
Any questions on that?
I just wanted to know why there's 3 tabs that have ratify on it. Is there any particular reason?
There's 3.
Organizations. Were they somewhere?
Because the permits were put in, the way the permits were put in, so that, and the kids were needing the facility starting October 27th. We're already in November, so that's why we're ratifying them. And they already have all their insurance information and everything in.
Okay, thank you.
No questions?
Any questions? Seeing none?
Okay, school finance, 12.1, we seek ratification of the bill list for invoices paid after the October 17, 2018 legislative meeting.
Any questions on the ratification list? Okay, seeing none?
12.2, we seek approval of the November 2018 bill list.
Any questions on the bills? Okay.
Okay, 12.3, we seek approval of the October 2018 fund reports and student activity reports for informational purposes.
Any questions on the reports? Okay.
Okay, 12.4, we seek approval of the investment reports for October 2018.
Any questions on our investments? Okay.
12.5, we seek approval of the budgetary transfers for November 2018.
Any questions on that? Okay.
Okay, under Superintendent, 14.1, we seek permission to accept a grant from the Fisher Fund of the Pittsburgh Foundation in the amount of $25,000 to support materials and equipment for increased diverse participation, engagement, and achievement in secondary sciences.
Any questions on that? Okay. Seeing none?
Okay, 14.2, we seek permission to accept a check from the Pittsburgh Foundation in the amount of $1,400 for busing students to the Pittsburgh Symphony 4th grade and 6th grade school time concerts in November and January.
Any questions on that? Okay. Seeing none?
Okay, finally, 14.3, we seek approval to accept a grant from the Pittsburgh Foundation in the amount of $9,000 to support the advancing science for underserved students.
Any questions on that? Okay. Seeing none?
That's all I have.
Okay. Is there any old business? Okay. Any new business? Okay. That will move us to committee reports. I will begin with technology. We reviewed the server replacement cost that is on the tabs for this month and discussed the need for that replacement, as well as reviewing the board policy for visitors. That's under technology because it's going to be part of the Raptor system that is now the visitor management system in our buildings. And it will be that system is integral to moving that process along. Athletics, Mr. Graves, since Mr. Hanchett isn't here, would you like to handle the athletic report?
Sure.
Thank you.
Basically, we're still going on continuous conversations with changing the EDR stipends for our committees, clubs, and coaches. We're supposed to have another follow-up meeting next week at 4 o'clock. We're also, the guidance counselors, we're looking into the eligibility requirements for NCAA requirements, making sure our student athletes are meeting the standards. And we're still looking for naming rights for a scoreboard, and also we're still looking for sponsors for the MLK Weekend Basketball Showcase.
Okay. Thank you. Transportation, Ms. Curry.
We talked about Traversa 360 rollout, staff's being trained, has been trained, and target to roll out in January. So this would give parents the opportunity to log in, see their children's bus schedules as far as start of school, what bus they're going to be on, way ahead of time.
Okay.
Food service, the academy is going to get a new walk-in fridge and freezer. Painting bits.
Okay.
That's it.
Very good. I will take facilities. We are sampling the air quality at the Schaefer building as a result of concerns that have been raised about that situation. That report is back, and we'll discuss it, I expect, at our next committee meeting, which will be the week of Thanksgiving. We discussed quotes to potentially demolish the Schaefer facility, and I think we're also investigating quotes for some other buildings and properties, and determining how we can do more with the property that we have, including liquidating it. We are working on quotes for Edgewood roof repairs, and we are still in discussion about the Swissvale Library boiler and the delivery of the new boiler that has been ordered. In addition, we're looking at accessibility issues at that facility. And we toured the high school with an eye to the Phase 1 renovation project that is in planning stages with administration and our engineers and architects, as well as board members. And that was interesting and eye-opening. So that was facilities for October. Finance.
That'd be me.
That is you. Sorry.
Okay. The board has been informed that the 2017-18 AFR has been filed with PD. We have some business with Barbara Nelson, Special Assistant and Secretary of Education, regarding the AFR, sent up the red flag and financial status. Mr. Gigliotti talked about this at our special meeting, and he was saying we were falling under the threshold for the district, and it made the Department of Education a little uncomfortable. So that's some of the future discussions we'll have with our upcoming budget planning meetings.
Thank you.
Yep.
People personnel, Ms. Seligson.
Okay, we discussed a bit. The first thing, we had a presenter from the University of Pittsburgh about the sleep study. The first component is to identify 7th through 9th graders who have a mild to moderate truancy issue and implement. Do we have a time frame for the weeks? I don't remember what she said for the amount of time for the weeks for the study.
I think it was 3 sessions.
Okay.
For about 20 minutes, 25 minutes each.
So 3 sessions for about 25 minutes each. The program will be implemented in our school. Guidance counselors or social workers. There will be other components to study for the staff, counselors, social workers, teachers, administrations, just to see if there's a correlation between truancy and sleep. We also had a provider council update that was on. They met on October 18th. There were about 20 providers present. They discussed the logic model, the purpose of how it fits into data sharing. Is that right? And the next council meeting will be on December 20th, February 28th, and May 9th. We're looking to give an update with the School Justice Partnership. We also had an update on the gifted screeners, or the gifted screening that we're going to do. That's for grades 2nd and 6th. We talked about the food bank. Our social worker, Daniel Zarisco, has been in communication with the Pittsburgh Dream Center. Approximately 35 to 45 families will be able to take advantage of this opportunity. The families will be identified through the building social workers. And finally, we had a mindfulness training update. The mindfulness training for the administrators began last Tuesday on October 16th. There were 4 administrators, including Ms. Golden, that participated with the program. There was also one administrator from another school The mindfulness at the academy is going well. Miss Mann and the teachers were more engaged when they had weekly check-ins in this practice. And if just as an update, the academy they're not doing the same programming as the rest of the district, so it's good that at least we kept this programming for them, which is similar.
Yeah. Well, they had the full program last year, and they're continuing it with
the check-ins.
Check-in models, I understand it? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
And then special ed.
Special ed, please.
We were presented with the local task force on rights to education in Allegheny County, and this was a request to send out parent satisfaction surveys to those children who receive support services. Further clarification about how the use of the surveys will be updated. And I think we did get an update on that. The last thing was we had an update on how support services are reviewed. Each building has its own process, how information is accessible to the general educators, and from these individual processes, a district-wide process will be assessed. So that's meaning general education, like our art teachers and gym teachers, so they will all be on the same page with, again, how we work with our special needs students.
Great. Okay.
And that's it for me.
Do you want to give an update on Forbes Road as well?
No.
Okay. Very good.
I will. I was anticipating.
Yeah.
It was, so we were in the process of negotiating contracts, not going so well, so tomorrow the staff will be on strike, and we're hoping we could work something out soon. This is a very important program, and we don't want our students sitting, we want them in the classrooms learning. So,
Mr. Harris, do you want to address our plan for the students who will be impacted by a strike at Forbes Road?
Well, right now we're looking at students who have AM and PM split schedules, and some students that are all day. We will be picking students up who have our class time before their period. So if a student has AM classes at our high school, they'll get picked up as normal, and then they would either be still at the school or taken home. I need to speak with the principal once we leave here on what individual students are going to be doing. If they are a AM CTC student and then have afternoon classes, they'll be picked up midday and brought into the high school.
Okay. And that's been communicated to parents and families?
Yes,
okay.
We were working on this for weeks. Letters went out at least 2-3 weeks ago when we were notified of the potential of the strike happening.
Very good. Okay. Thank you for that. Anything else from Forbes?
We hired a new solicitor.
Okay. Good. Curriculum, Dr. Hildebrand.
Yes, so we had an update about SAT tutoring and SAT in the classroom. I know we've been approached by some outside individuals that want to help with helping students do better on SAT, so sort of starting an SAT boot camp or tutoring sessions. Something that I find particularly attractive is the idea of having the SATs during the school day, so they don't have to come in on a Saturday. I know, sort of as a corollary, all the 10th graders this year took PSATs a couple weeks ago, right? So all the students were taking them, so I think that's good. Second thing was we have 5 staff members that are in the process of becoming certified Google Classroom trainers, right? And so that can be implemented district-wide, right? And so that'll just give some access to technology to the teachers, right? And again, something that's near and dear to my heart. So as far as course selection goes, right, the district is making sure that all of our graduation requirements are in line with new state mandates, as well as the high school scheduling is on track to begin and be completed earlier for the coming school year. So they don't have the problem we had this year with schedules being built after school started. Right, and that's it.
Okay. Is there any other report to be made at this point? Okay. Seeing none. Is there anyone who wishes to address the board? Okay. Seeing no one to make an address, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Have a good night. We'll see everyone next week.